We're always told that looking fit means being healthy. But what if the mirror is actually kind of lying to you? So today, we're going to flip that script. We're going to shift our focus from how your body looks to how it actually functions and, more importantly, how it feels.
And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. I mean, get this, the source material points out that something like 60% of elite endurance athletes have overtraining syndrome. We're talking chronic fatigue, poor performance, all from too much exercise. Now, they look incredible, right? Six-pack abs, super low body fat, but on the inside, they're completely run down. So the bottom line is, a six-pack doesn't tell you the real story.
All right, so let's dive right in and start debunking these myths of the mirror. We're going to explore what the real indicators of a truly healthy body are, the signs that go way beyond just a surface-level appearance.
This really reframes the whole game, doesn't it? So often, we're chasing the look, the six-pack abs, a faster mile time, hitting a new pull-up max. But those are just numbers. They're performance metrics. The reality of what it means to be healthy is so different. It's about waking up feeling good and ready to move. It's about bouncing back from stress quickly and having an immune system that actually, does its job.
And this is what that actually feels like in your own body. A genuinely healthy body wakes up ready to go, not feeling all stiff and inflamed. You hardly ever get sick because your immune system isn't totally shot. Your heart rate drops fast after a workout, which shows your nervous system knows how to chill out. You eat a meal and you don't get that crazy energy crash an hour later. You can actually fall asleep in a reasonable amount of time, move without wincing, and your baseline feeling is calm, not just constantly on edge.
Okay, so if health isn't just about how we look, how do we build real strength? Well, it all starts with putting the process ahead of your ego. And trust me, there is no better example of this than the good old push-up.
Here's the thing. Most people just jump straight to push-ups on the floor, fail, and then just decide, well, I guess I can't do push-ups. The right way, the smart way, is to follow a progression. You start with wall push-ups. When you own those, you move to an incline, like on a kitchen counter. Then you go to knee push-ups, and only after you've mastered those do you even attempt a full one. The key is you've got to let go of your ego and just be honest about where you're at right now.
And here is exactly why so many of us get stuck on knee push-ups forever. When you go from your knees to a full push-up, you are suddenly supporting about 25% more of your own body weight. That is a massive jump. It's not a small step at all, which is why skipping the steps just doesn't work. It's like you're trying to fight the final boss without leveling up first.
And remember, progress isn't just about doing more. It's about doing it better. That means clean reps with a full range of motion, no cutting it short or bouncing off the floor. And just as important is rest. Your muscles don't get stronger while you're working out. They get stronger when you're resting and recovering. That's when the magic happens.
And that's a perfect lead-in to what happens when you ignore rest and try to push through pain. Let's talk about the biology of recovery, because, spoiler alert, your body does not care about your schedule. It runs on its own biological timeline.
This whole conversation really comes down to your tendons. They're these critical cables that hook your muscles to your bones, and they're what make movement possible. The source material has this perfect description. It's like Inception, just rope all the way down. In a healthy tendon, all those tiny collagen fibers are lined up perfectly parallel, which is what gives them that incredible strength.
But when you injure a tendon, that beautiful, organized structure gets all scrambled up. And this is where our ego gets us in so much trouble. We think, I'll just rest for 36 hours and I'll be fine. Nope. The biological reality is that for a tendon to fully heal and rebuild that strong, organized structure, it takes anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months. Your tendon really doesn't care that you're impatient.
So how do you actually fix it? Well, the secret is in controlled eccentric movements. Just think of it as the negative or the lowering part of an exercise, like when you slowly lower a dumbbell during a bicep curl. It's that specific controlled stress that basically tells those new collagen fibers how to line up properly again in that strong parallel structure.
Okay, let's take this same mindset, this idea of patience and respecting biology, and apply it to another super common fitness goal, getting rid of stubborn fat. Because just like with building strength, you can't just force your body to cooperate. You can't pick and choose.
I mean, this is probably one of the most frustrating questions in all of fitness, isn't it? You're doing everything right, you're working hard, but that one spot you care about the most just won't budge. So what's the deal? Why can't you lose fat where you want to?
The answer is really simple, even if it's a little disappointing. Spot reduction is a total myth. There is no number of crunches that will melt belly fat. There's no special cream, no magical exercise that can just target one specific area and burn the fat away from it.
And this analogy from the source material just illustrates it perfectly. Trying to spot reduce fat is like trying to drain a swimming pool by picking which part of the water level drops first. You can't do it. It's impossible. The water level just drops everywhere all at once. So your body burns fat systemically from all over. But, and this is the key, your genetics determine the order. You might lose it from your face and arms first, but the areas we all call stubborn, the stomach, hips, thighs, are biologically programmed to be the very last places your body will take fat from. So it's not that you're doing something wrong, it's just about having the patience to wait for your body's natural process to play out.
So, the real formula here is a pretty simple two-part strategy. Part 1, a consistent calorie deficit. That is the only thing that triggers that systemic all-over fat loss, like draining the pool. Part 2, strength training. Now, this won't burn fat from a specific spot, but it builds the muscle underneath it. So as your overall fat level drops, you get to see that shape and definition you've been working for.
Which really brings us all the way back to the main idea. The path to real, lasting results, whether we're talking about strength or recovery or fat loss, it requires patience. It requires an understanding of how your body actually works. It's not about finding quick fixes for the mirror. So the final question to ask yourself is this: are you training for looks or are you training for life?